Luke chapter 12 verse 34 says, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Jesus reveals a fundamental principle about human attachment and spiritual investment. The essence of this passage is that where a person's treasure is, so too lies their heart. This means that what we value and prioritize directly influences our emotional and spiritual focus. Therefore, true followers of Christ are called to shift their priorities from acquiring earthly possessions to collecting treasures in heaven, which are impervious to decay or theft. Matthew chapter 6 verses 19 to 20 says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal." Our choices are always revealing. However, God doesn't need to wait to see our choices for Him to know what's in our hearts. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 10 says, "I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve." The things that occupy our time and attention are revealing. As Jesus said in Luke chapter 12 verse 34, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Regardless of what we want God to think of us, the true condition of our hearts become clear based on how we use our time, our money, and our talents. When we invest these resources in things God cares about, it reveals that our hearts are in tune with His. God's heart is with the needs of people and the advancement of His kingdom. What do your choices tell Him and others about where your heart is? 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 21 says, "And Elijah came to all the people and said, 'How long will you falter between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow Him. If Baal, follow him.'" And Matthew chapter 6 verse 24 says, "No man can serve two masters, for he will either hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon." Now in the Greek, mammon refers to treasures or riches. Luke 12:34 challenges us as believers to examine our priorities and to invest in what ultimately matters. This verse emphasizes the importance of aligning one's life with eternal values rather than the transient allures of material wealth. Living with an awareness of heaven invites peace and purpose amidst life uncertainties. As Jesus encourages His followers not to be anxious, He highlights the transformative power of generosity and the necessity of focusing on spiritual rather than material gains. Thus, when believers seek God's kingdom and use their resources to help others in their time spreading the message of salvation, they cultivate a heart that treasures eternal rather than earthly riches. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you." We need to ask the Lord to give us a heart in tune with His, and ask Him to forgive us for giving in to things of far less value, and teach us the joy of investing the gift of time He has given us in opportunities to serve Him. In all honesty, let me ask you, where is your treasure? And that's your spiritual vitamin for today.